This title is narrated with virtual voice, computer-generated narration for audiobooks. Dolphin Bay Cozy Mysteries Boxed Set 1, Books 1-3. By Leena Clover. Raspberry Chocolate Murder, Dolphin Bay Cozy Mystery Series, Book 1, by Leena Clover. Chapter 1. Anna Butler stomped her foot and muttered a string of oaths, shaking her head in disbelief. Was it really happening? She stared at the paper she held in her hand, the one she had eagerly pulled out of the official brown envelope she had ripped open. Her future depended on the contents of that letter. A future she felt she had earned after the trials of the past 2 years. But apparently, her life would never be a bed of roses. The powers that be had just rejected her application. That meant she would not be opening her dream cafe anytime soon. Bayside Books, the bookstore she had lovingly tended for the past 20 years, would remain just that. There would be no aroma of freshly brewed coffee mingling with the musty old books. And there would be no happy customers licking the frosting off her delicious cupcakes. In a daze, Anna turned off the stand mixer, beating a gallon of buttercream frosting, and stared at the mess around her. The massive granite island in her updated kitchen was covered in a fine dusting of flour. Packets of melting butter lay next to giant mixing bowls. Tiny jars of spices stood open next to a canister of powdered sugar. A dozen freshly baked cupcakes rested on a cake stand, ready to be frosted. Anna felt her knees wobble as she pulled herself up on a bar stool. She had barely gulped down half a cup of oatmeal that morning, eager to get on with her baking. Her heart had raced as she eagerly waited for the mail to arrive. A little bird at the town hall had told her a letter had been dispatched to her. Unfortunately, it wasn't what Anna expected. Anna had lived in the quaint seaside town of Dolphin Bay all her life. She went to college at the local university and married as soon as she got her degree. 34 years of wedded bliss had ended abruptly when her husband John met an unexpected demise. Anna had been 55, just old enough to dream about retirement, too young to be a widow. She stumbled through the next year, leading a rudderless existence. But her troubles weren't over. A nagging pain below her armpit turned out to be breast cancer. Anna found herself thrust down a new rabbit hole. The past year had been relentless, consumed by endless visits to specialists and hospitals. There had been a brief period of uncertainty when Anna thought she was on her way to meet John, but the tide had turned in her favor. It had been a month since her last radiation treatment, and Anna was recovering well. But she had promised herself she would stop taking things for granted. She would stop putting things off. She had almost tasted death. She had a lot to do before she actually met it. Anna's eyes flickered as she gazed out of the kitchen windows. Turquoise blue water shimmered in the California sun. A trio of cabanas lay by the poolside, each shaded by a giant umbrella. A tanned, curvy body occupied one of the chairs, dressed in a bikini that could not be called modest in any universe. Anna sighed at the thought of her grown daughter wasting another day lounging by the pool. Then she decided to let it go. She needed to be more patient. The kitchen door was flung open as a large red-headed woman barged in. Her excess weight agreed with her, giving her a larger-than-life personality that consumed everything around her. "What's with all this mess, Anna?" Julie Walsh demanded, looking around with her hands on her hips. Anna stared blankly as Julie's eyebrows bunched together and her sapphire blue eyes flashed with impatience. "Did you forget about our lunch date?" Julie asked sharply. "How could you, Anna? I stopped midway through a chapter to get ready and come over." Julie Walsh was a romance author of some repute. She was always on a deadline, scrambling to get things done before the next release. Julie barely spared a minute for most people.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.